I want to take some time today for myself, and I thought I'd share with you all just to go over some basics of how I practice and what I do to make sure I can make the shot when an opportunity presents itself. Right off the bat, I make sure my bow's tuned. You can get really frustrated out here practicing. Your form is good, you're doing stuff right, but your arrows are going all over or off to a side because your bow's not tuned to you. Tuning may be even more important now than it was back in the old days when bows weren't quite as accurate and people didn't expect as much. With the new bows, a really solid back wall and everything going on, you need to make sure the bow is tuned for you.
Pretty good.
The tips I'll share today are all designed about making a good shot while bow hunting. When you're out in the yard or maybe at a 3D league or in the shop shooting, it's easy to slow down and do everything just the same. But when you're up in a tree stand, all of a sudden that big buck comes cruising in, you grab your bow, you need something that's so reliable you can make that good grip or a good release even in that high pressure situation. One of the things I've learned is how you hold the bow. The grip can have a huge influence on if the bow is tuned for you. For example, a lot of the newer bows have a pretty large shelf, which is great for a lot of things, but it seems natural just to put your hand up there, get right below it so you can keep your hand in the same place every time. But a problem with that is, if you just put a little more pressure on your index finger or your thumb, you can twist and turn that bow in about every direction, and that means it won't be tuned for your setup. I used to grip the bow by doing that, and I had a lot of torque issues. It was really difficult to paper tune because it would change each shot. Now when I grip the bow, of course, I'm turning to get my elbow out. My index finger is right below the shelf and actually higher than the thumb. Then I rock it up just like I'm leaning against a wall. Another really important consideration about your grip is make sure you don't have it on your lifeline. That was taught for years and years, but if you think about it, when you got it on your lifeline and you kind of get a hold of the grip a little bit, either side of that can put more pressure on the bow. And I've been taught by great people just to put the bow on this big pad, and you can't hardly put any torque on there when it's setting on this pad. You just have the one muscle right there, and it's not changing as you do this. Put all that together, my index finger is right below the shelf, so when I get in there, it doesn't go up into the shelf. My thumb's gonna be a little lower. That means my elbow is out. And what I do is just put my index finger on the front of the bow. That these fingers just curl up. Some people put all of them on there, but I just put that one on there because it's natural. There's less muscle tension that these fingers just curl up. Holding them out straight means you've got some muscle tension and that can transfer into your shot. So I'm leaning against a wall. I know my starting point is the index finger right below the shelf. I lay my thumb on this side. The index finger gets right on the front of that shelf, and I pull these in right beside it, and that's my bow grip.